Hello, dear parent of the Cancer child. I hope you are doing great. This reading is for the month of June. And dear parent, I hope you're hanging in there and you're doing great, especially with all the crazy astrological energy that we have here at the end of June, going well through July. We started off with a Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, and that's going to be in there for 4 months. And then we went right into that eclipse in Sagittarius opposing Gemini. And then we went into Mercury in retrograde in Gemini with a few other planets in there, including the North Node. And then sometime in June, we're going to be squaring Neptune there in Mercury. So this is a lot of energy, a lot of movement, a lot of changes happening in people's lives right now. So dear parent, my heart goes out to you. No one has it tougher than a parent. And so whatever is going on in your world right now with all these eclipses and everything being triggered, my heart goes out to you. And I hope you are having patience, because that's really the key word, patience. Also, staying away from gossip is very important during this time, and researching and reviewing what you hear about situations before jumping to conclusions and believing them to be true. Anyhow, that's just a little tiny bit of astrology here, but let's move into your child's reading for Cancer. And so Cancer child, let's see what's going on in June here for him or her. The sun. Ooh, that's really nice. That's really, really nice. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, so some of you could be just very simply be traveling here with your little one. And your little one could be experiencing a type of freedom. This could also just be, summer school, right? So little Cancerian can just be having a blast in that space of flowing. There's an opportunity here to open up to new creativity. And this is a very harmonious space to be in for little Cancer. You have the sun, which is associated with Leo. And then you have the Diviner of Cups, which is all about creating. It's all about being in flow with intuition. And, Cancerians in general are very intuitive. It doesn't matter how old they are. They just flow in that natural intuition. So this is all about allowing your child to be in the space of freedom, fun, flowing, not so much chores. There's an emphasis here to just let little one be here in the month of June. And I do get the sense that some of you are going to be traveling and trying some new, experimenting with some new creative ways of doing things, which is a lot of fun. And little Cancer loves that and is happy about that. This is also about friendships, by the way. The sun is also about bringing in joyous friendships. And so wherever you can include that in your little Cancerian's life, that would be really great for him or her at this time. Okay, so let's see if there are any potential challenges that we need to look out for or conflicts. Okay, ooh, 2 sevens. Okay. So it's about options, potentially confusion about like what to choose, what direction to go. This is going to be, so the conflict is very clear here to me. There's a bit of confusion going on. And the confusion can be because now there are so many options, right? Now your little one is free to do and be and flow, and is being presented with, well, what do I want to do? Auntie wants to do that. Grandma wants to do this. Mom wants to do this. Dad wants to do that. But what do I want? And there's a feeling of frustration because the Seven of Swords in a child reading paired with the Seven of Cups here, the way this is paired, usually the Seven of Swords means a little bit of mischievous behavior, right? But what I'm picking up with this combination right now this month, it's more about frustration, being frustrated. It's almost like, okay, I have to get through all these swords to choose what will make me happy. And it's almost like too many options may not be the best thing for little Cancer right now. It's like too much being thrown at them. And of course, this could also be due to things opening up in the world, right? Life opening up. So now all of a sudden you take your little one to a theme park or a park, or to the beach, whereas last year, if you took your little one to the beach, there were hardly any people. And now there are bikes everywhere and skateboards everywhere and roller skaters and whatnot. And so there's a sense of, oh my gosh, it's too much. And so that could be something to be mindful of, your parent, is to really observe little Cancerian in their state of flow and creativeness and allow them to be in that space without feeling the need as a parent to quickly interrupt that to give them some new experience. Because, a lot of you are going into vacation. And so you want, there's so much you weren't able to do for your little one, right? Because a lot was closed. So it's understandable for parents to be like, oh, let's go to this theme park. Or, depending on what's fun for children where you live and where you are in the part of the world. It's just remember, you may feel that your child needs more or wants more, but perhaps your little one, like, check in before too many options are thrown at little one, because this could cause a lot of frustration. And that could be what ultimately interrupts this if we're not being mindful and watchful. And I know this becomes a little bit more difficult, especially if you have siblings, right? Like Cancerian might be in this energy, but if you have other little ones that have other needs, then, of course, that becomes a little bit more difficult to navigate, right? So I'm totally understanding of that. But just know that little one is going to need some space from too many options. Okay. So in terms of what you can do, Three of Swords. Yeah, okay. So a couple of things here. So the Three of Swords in a positive position with the Hierophant here. Basically what it says is a way to, couple of things here. So a way to navigate through any potential hurt here, right? Because the Three of Swords is about hurt. It's about disappointment. In a child reading, it's more about disappointment. It's about someone not getting what they want, right? It's less arduous or less painful as we would experience this card in an adult reading. This is more about making sure that little one, there isn't really anything you're going to be able to do to 100% eliminate the disappointment, because this is coming up, right? So it's about balancing the disappointment, because let's say you have a household of 3 children and little Cancerian wants to stay home and create some artwork or just have fun with the bees in the backyard. But then you have another little one who is maybe an Aries or a Scorpio, and they need to be outside hiking with energy, and they need to be, doing more arduous activities. Then how do you balance that out when you have 2 kiddos that need something, but then you have a third one that needs the complete opposite, right? And the Hierophant shows up when there's a need for you to take control as a parent and give the orders as a parent and make decisions as a parent, right? Within balance, and accepting and communicating to your children that, well, not all of them are going to be happy. There's going to be some disappointment. Not all of them are going to get what they want, right? Because this is inevitable, right? This Three of Swords. I have a feeling the reason this came up is that some of you, most of you who are watching this particular reading probably have 3 children or 3 others whose needs you have to be concerned about. And this is why Cancerian can kind of be left out, not being able to just stay home and chill. So the Hierophant is really about just creating that order where there isn't order. And the reason this order is necessary is because you have 3 different needs here. You have like 3 different directions of people wanting to go different ways or do different things. Potentially for some of you, this is 6 different directions, because I'm seeing 6 here and I'm seeing 3 within these swords. So what this is basically saying, the solution is, well, to step into your power as a parent, make the final ruling, and basically say, this is what we're doing today. I understand you're not all happy, but at least 4 out of 2 will be happy. And then tomorrow we'll do what the other 2 want to do. It's that form of really taking charge as a parent, stepping into Hierophant, making the decisions. And yep, there will be disappointment, but that's how we're going to handle that. And eventually, people will have to deal with it. And the Cancerian will need to just, deal with that. And it'll be okay, dear parent. He or she will be okay at the end of the day. All right, let's see if there's any further advice for you from Spirit regarding June. Yeah. So there you go. We have a repeating card here, and that is the Seven of Swords, right? So this is the same card here. The Seven of Swords came up again in your advice on top of the Three of Swords. So this is a bit of a warning to watch out for, just kind of warning you, parent, that there may be some, acting out, maybe behaving in a way that's not on the up and up from one of your children. But in this case, I'm seeing Cancerian, or maybe potentially one of your children towards the Cancer, where it's almost like they're upset that something is not going their way. So they're going to try to get away with something, either lie or do something that's not necessarily in the up and up because, well, they're frustrated, right? And it's just the way that they're expressing. And sometimes this could be in the form of words. In child tarot, this could be harshness in words. Because in adult tarot, we usually look at the Seven of Swords as like the thief, someone who betrayed someone, right? In this case, the betrayal might take the form of a little Cancerian is so annoyed that the siblings are getting away with going to the theme park like they've been asking, even though he doesn't want to go to the theme park. And so then little Cancerian might potentially behave in ways that's not in his or her best interest. And it could be a little bit of lying, maybe pointing the fingers that so and so said something when they didn't, so that they don't have to go to the theme park, that kind of thing. I'm using a theme park as an example because I am aware that here in Southern California, theme parks especially are becoming a huge thing right now that parents are lining up to do or getting ready to here in the summer. And so, of course, this is going to apply differently depending on where you live in the country, right? So that's it. That's very straightforward. And little Cancerian just wants to have fun and be left alone to create and not have too much to choose from. That's the bottom line. All right, dear parent, I hope to see you here in July. Thank you so much for stopping by. And remember to be gracious and patient with yourself here with all of these astrological energies happening. All right, ciao.